Yo, what is going on, you Slackers? I am your host, Slackerz Gaming, bringing you the next matchup in our potential newcomer tournament. So, real quick, if you haven't seen it, I created a tournament of 36 potential characters. I upload a matchup once a day from the tournament. We vote down in the comments, one vote per person for who you want in that matchup to move on. It's a double elimination tournament. Let's see, what else am I forgetting? Voting stays open for 1 week, so 1 week after the video gets uploaded, we figure out the winner, and then we go on from there. So I think that's pretty much the gist of it. So let's jump right into it. So today we got to start with the results from last week, which was game 42, Nin10 versus Springman. And we're in the loser bracket. Somebody's going home. Who do you think it is? Well, I guess I wasn't too surprised, but maybe I was. Nin10 actually pulls out the win. Okay. I think the only thing Springman had going against him was that a lot of people are like, you know what, he's probably first in line or one of the characters that'll be expected for DLC because he's still kind of too new, so I understand that. So Nin10 winning this one, 35 votes. That's pretty big. Big for Nin10. So Nin10 gets to move on here. 32nd seed. That's awesome. All right, and then Springman, 26 votes. All right. Not 36, 26. All right. So Springman is now eliminated. I will get that done and go write him up here. So, so that brings us to today's matchup, which actually is it's a weird one because it's a character that who was that? It's Springman. It's a character that has just been confirmed. So I gotta throw Isabelle. Isabelle is on here, confirmed. I think she's like the 14th seed in my tournament or something like that. So I was thinking, what do I do with Isabelle? You know, do I replace her like I did with everybody else, bring in a brand new fighter? But then I kind of got this thought in my head, and after reading the comments, not a lot, but there's a few of you that commented exactly what I was thinking, and that was I should just put Impa back in. Impa just lost to Isabelle in game 40, and I think it's fair, you know, instead of just putting somebody, you know, adding somebody this late into the tournament, I think I'm just going to put Impa. So Isabelle is gone, but Impa is back, gets a third chance, I suppose, because Impa's already lost twice. Impa's already been eliminated, but Impa has another shot. So let's see if Impa can make the best of this one, taking on Balloon Fighter, because that was another thing I wanted to go over. Should I have given Balloon Fighter the win by default? And I was thinking that was a possibility, but then I was looking back over the tournament. And I looked back at Balloon Fighter's first matchup in the tournament, and it was against Ashley. Well, Ashley got confirmed, and I was just like, you know what, I'm giving Balloon Fighter the win by default. Too late to re-upload that matchup. Then I was like, wait a minute. Balloon Fighter's just flying through the competition at this point if I give him another default win by default. No. We are here to earn our victories. Nothing against Balloon Fighter. Not saying that he hasn't earned it because, well, he's lost technically. He really hasn't actually gotten a win. So Balloon Fighter, you have to earn it. No more wins by default. Impa is is replacing Isabelle. So Impa versus Balloon Fighter. Who we got? So let's get into it. Impa, right? Legend of Zelda. I always like to say this because I'm a big believer, and there's a lot of people that do believe this as well. Legend of Zelda as a franchise needs a fresh face to be represented as a playable character, whether that could be Impa or Skull Kid or Tingle or Midna, you know, or Linkle. Maybe no, scratch Linkle because it's still kind of Link. So never mind. The first four I announced. We need a fresh face. That's what I'm getting at. And I think Impa, the Hyrule Warriors iteration of her, would make really good sense. The moveset is there. You know, pretty well known in the, you know, the Legend of Zelda the universe. Somewhat, you know, known in the Smash universe. I've seen Impa on a couple different character projections and character rosters and that kind of stuff. So Impa is kind of up there. It's not one of the more likely for Legend of Zelda, I would say. But then the Echo Fighter thing came into play, and Impa kind of seemed like a perfect kind of chic Echo Fighter to me. There's quite a bit of other people on the internet that was kind of saying the same thing. So if Impa got in, I think it would have to be as an Echo Fighter. And I think that's where the only chance honestly I think Impa has for this game would be an Echo Fighter. But there's always the one thing: how does Sakurai envision the character? I brought this up before with Impa, but it's a sticking point. It can be viewed as a negative. Which version of Impa does Sakurai actually envision? Is it the one from Hyrule Warriors, which was kind of like a spin-off game? Or is it the elderly version, the older version of Impa? Is this how Sakurai truly thinks the character is? Because Sakurai loves to stick to true to a character. What's the true actual Impa here? Is it the older version or is it the Hyrule Warriors version? So that's kind of a con, because again, it's going to kind of come down to Sakurai, what he thinks about the character. But I think Impa has a chance, and if you're just going to go over about, series and you bring up Legend of Zelda, Impa has to be considered. But let's move on to Impa's opponent, Balloon Fighter. Balloon Fighter, perfect, always say this, retro rep, perfect retro rep. Wow, that's easy to say, isn't it? But long history with Nintendo, only a game or two? I don't honestly know. But, it goes back to the Nintendo days. It's been re-released on, Virtual Console and all that stuff. I've played it a little bit, but I'm not a huge fan of Balloon Fighter. But if you got in as a retro pick, I'd be fine with that. That makes sense. Besides, retro characters, there always seems to be a retro character from the new roster, whatever we get in each game, from Melee, Brawl, Wii U, and 3DS, and maybe Ultimate. I don't think we're gonna get a retro character this time. I don't think so. I think there's very few characters that are left, and I don't think we're getting a WTF character or a retro rep. But if we did, I think Balloon Fighter is definitely at the top for the retro rep. I mean, was it Balloon Fighter? Sakurai tried to get into Brawl, or not Brawl, Melee, I believe. But I don't think he could quite get the moveset to work. And besides, he's already got the up B, or Villager has the up B with the balloons and floating. I mean, isn't that kind of Balloon Fighter right there in a nutshell for the most part? Maybe, kind of a little bit. But Balloon Fighter is a little bit weird. I don't think retro characters, like I just said, I don't think they have a chance in this game. So this one's pretty easy for me between the two matchup. I honestly don't think either of these characters will get into the initial roster, but I have to give the advantage to Impa in this one. So Impa, at least for me, is making, taking advantage of that comeback, the extra chance, the extra life, if you will. So yeah, Impa is my vote. Let me know who you got down in the comments. Do you think Impa can move on, or do you think there's still going to be a retro rep, and do you think maybe it's Balloon Fighter? I don't know. Let me know. But yeah, that's what I got for this one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, as usual. Hopefully we catch you guys on the next one. Actually, real quick, just in case anybody's wondering, I believe we're back in the winner's bracket on Monday. So I think it's Incineroar against somebody. Let me bring that up. I think because game 48, and then if we go up to game 49, it's Incineroar and Bandana Waddle Dee. If I'm not mistaken. Yes, game 49, Incineroar against Bandana Waddle Dee. Winner bracket coming back on Monday. We're gonna have all four of the Elite 8 from the winner's bracket. So look forward to that. Anyway, this one is over. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully we catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, everybody.